Buckle up, my darlings, because right now we are looking into the energy of Erika Kirk. Welcome, everyone, to True Oracle. I am Lady Zelda Kelly, and I'm here to read the energy of Erika Kirk because there are some things brewing behind the scenes, and I'm going to go ahead and toss out the dice and let it be. All right, so we have a 1 hiding around here. I am going to move it. A couple of things. First of all, if you will do me a favor, like and subscribe. You don't want to miss any of these things coming out. This most likely will be a part 1 and beyond. So you want to make sure that you're continuing to get your notifications. And I want to show you this little, I think you see this here. I'm going to put it here so you can really see it. That is a cat whisker. And in my book, a cat will leave a whisker when they want you to be blessed. So consider yourself blessed when you are reading this or watching this. And I consider myself blessed because you are watching. So thank you. I'm going to put this over to the side. And never pull out your little baby's whiskers because it hurts them, but they shed them naturally. And this one was laying on my cloth today. So there you are. So we're just going to put it to the side over here because we'll use it as long as we do. This, or can rather, this is the significator card for Erika Kirk. She is a Scorpio. Now, in all fairness, we're just going to cover this up because you know. But I want to say she's a water sign, for those of you who don't know. There are certain elements of this card, and when they start coming out, I will point them out to you. The biggest thing about this particular card is that this flag. This is a harvest flag. This is a flag in which you reap what you sow. And if you sow seeds of discord, you're going to get discord. And if you sow seeds of happiness, giving, health, wealth, abundance, that's what you're going to get. But this card especially is all about the card itself. Now, I'm not talking about Scorpio. The card itself is all about an abrupt end, an abrupt new beginning. And that abrupt new beginning, you see these little pillars back here. The pillars represent the gates of heaven. Kind of gives me the chills. You see, he's not in a hurry to come into the scene. He takes his time because he allows life to be lived. And when it's time, you reap what you sow. Now, this can be, metaphorically speaking, and today I'm going to say that. All right. So, my darlings, I am not a lawyer. I'm not law enforcement. I am not a medical professional. I am a tarot and oracle profiler. I have worked in helping to solve crimes. I have worked in the criminal community for a long time, and I have a lot of experience. And you can go back to my channel and you can basically see some of the cases that I have been reading on. Most recently, the Karen Reed case out of Boston, Massachusetts. So, with that being said, let's get started because there's something happening now with Erika and her sign. And I want to bring that to the forefront. We've got some cards here, the House of Zelda, my deck. We've got a smaller tarot deck because, you know, as we get reading, we get reading. And there's a lot to be said, I'm going to tell you. And then there is a Kipper deck over here waiting in the wings, my Cartomancy deck. There's another. I like this deck. This deck was my grandmother's. This is the Gypsy Witch card deck. Now I'm going to tell you, to me, it's fun. It's a gas. But I'm also going to say there are no witches. There's no gypsies. There's cats. And we have the moon. And right now, we are coming off of a full moon, super moon, harvest moon. And that went full and in effect last night at 11:47 p.m. Eastern. Today is October 7th and of 2025. We are still in the shadow of that supermoon. Basically, it's a moon of watch what you wish for because you just may get it, and a good moon to manifest for those who want to manifest good. But remember, we can also manifest not so good. But the reason I want to bring this to you today is because Mercury is going to be a challenge to this gal, Erika. The reason being, it's because it goes into the sign of Scorpio. Now, if you are a Scorpio watching this, I do want to say, I love you, Scorpios. This is earmarked especially for Erika Kirk because it's her energy. So please don't take anything personally because I'm sure you're doing just fine, okay? But Mercury is a planet of communication, and I know you've heard of Mercury retrograde. That's when it looks as though it's going backwards, and so does our emails, text, technology, communication seems to go backwards and topsy-turvy. Well, this time it is not going backwards. It is forming some very challenging aspects, and especially with some other planets like Pluto. And for especially Erika's energy, this is definitely going to test her boundaries. This is all about high stakes. It's all about her dialogue at this point. Will she be debating and arguing? I believe that she will be. And during this time, it can be particularly fiery and especially passionate. Be watchmen. The energy encourages individuals, just like Erika, to dig in their heels and fight for a particular narration, a particular point of view, a particular idea of what she wants to get across, her point. This is very intense energy, my darlings. And this is really going to affect her. And that is Shaggy. He's confirmation of the universe. At this point, she's going to have to be extremely mindful. Why? Because honesty is on the table. But here's the very interesting thing about this Mercury stepping in to her Scorpio sign. It demands honesty. It demands the build for relationships. It demands rebuilding those situations that are vulnerable. And she's going to have to lean on some other people to get through this aspect. It's going to last a little while. This is going to be intense. But ironically enough, maybe not. I don't believe there's any accidents. There's going to be an intense desire to investigate her. I think even more so than what it's been. This is also going to be a very powerful time. And she is going to be using her words as power. So now that I got that over, now that you understand, I'm going to move these out of the way so I can move. I call this the hand of fate. Yes, yes, indeed. Oops, I'm sorry, I moved that over and I didn't want to. All right, here we go. So it is 10, 12, 16, 1 and 6, 7. Interesting. All right. First, I'm going to lay out, let me know, first of all, do you see any images or any energy in the cloth? Let me know if you do. Let me know if you do. Because sometimes it comes out to where you can see it and I cannot. On camera, afterward, while I'm reviewing it, make sure that I don't make mistakes or something is not funky. I will see the energy in the cloth. I'm going to tell you what I see right now. That I see an angel. There's an outline of wings, body, you know, one of those almost like a snow angel, Christmas angel type thing. I believe it's because there's some divine influence over this. All right, we're asking for information. What do you see coming with Erika Kirk? What is she involved with? Travel. The pieces are coming together. I believe that too. Let's move this Kipper deck. Where are we moving? We're moving over here. All right. Things are heating up. Things will start heating up. I'm going to move this over so we can get... I think I need a bigger table these days, don't you, my darlings? Travel. The pieces are coming together. Things are heating up. One more card. One more card. Well, we've had that before. And look, you see, of this bracelet, and those are in the psychic shop if you like these. I'll leave the link at the end of this video. A secret with a ribbon tied around it. On the bottom of the deck, love is behind this. What kind of love? That's my question. We can love many things and many people, but sometimes love can be distorted. Okay, so now I'm going to put this over here, just like this. Travel, pieces are coming, things are heating up. I'm going to say this. There is, and especially we've got this full moon we are in the shadow of, and this Mercury that is challenging many other aspects around Erika. She's going to be tested. Definitely so. Let's put out a few Kipper, and then we're going to really start getting some ideas. See, when I do this, I'm building a foundation with the cards. They lead to the point we are supposed to know. And what are we supposed to know? A mature man. I think I know who that is. And if you could do me a favor, please. Let's be respectful. And I don't want to be political. It's not what this is about. This is about what's going on with Charlie. Why someone or something or why a group would have done this to Charlie. It's all about getting down to the truth. I am not a political channel. I'm not a crime channel, but I'm a channel that the truth sets us all free. And that's exactly what I want to come out. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. High honor. This is forming a fake person. With a man behind her. And a gift. Oh boy. On the bottom of this deck is despair. Interesting. You know, despair also can move into desperation. You can have desperation end up to be despairing, and then being in despair, meaning desperation. And you know what happens to desperate people when they are in a state of despair? They become dangerous. Let's lay out some. This is really something, and I want to show you this. Do you see the common denominator in these two cards? Fire, fire. Things are heating up. Truth is about to be revealed. Pieces of the puzzle are coming together because a mature man, and I do not believe his name starts with a T, is behind this. and is certainly recognizable. And yes, there's been gifts of money being offered. You see the hands? Both hands out. That's how it's important. But look at the flame. This flame, very interesting. Okay, let's get some tarot out here. Now we're getting to some meat and potatoes. Tell us about Erika. Tell us about money. We have heard many things about Erika's background. Some of them, for the sake of this platform and the channel, I cannot mention. There's a card that wants to be a bridge. We're going to set that out just for a second. Show us where this is going. You know, yeah, okay, I agree with many things that I see from the past. I want to know about where this is going, where she's taking turning point, what's going to be happening, what are the people being involved. That's what I want to see. Wow, we've gotten this card before. On the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups. Now let's turn over this bridge card. Interesting. This Two of Swords. Swords are air elements. Communication. We've got Mercury now stepping in and giving us a demand for truth. But this is someone who protects their energy and can be someone that protects their energy through communication. See, there's water behind this person. This is an air element sign, but there's water behind this person, which means it's got to be delivered with emotion. Well, that sounds funny. And I don't mean funny, haha. I mean odd. That forms a bridge because we're going from this side here, and now we're honing this. We are in more preparation mode, but this gets very interesting, my friends. The Wheel of Fortune, a destiny card. And the unfortunate part is that sometimes destiny isn't what we want, and it isn't what we like. And I know we don't like this about Charlie Kirk. I know we all feel that there's something more, and we are being manipulated in believing a theory that I believe has many holes in. Let's dissect this card. This card, as you see, we have 4 little characters, and they're all writing. That means that no matter what we do, even in secret, is written down as a part of the record. When we move on to the next plane, when we pass away, our lives are recorded no matter what. I guess that's why we're supposed to be doing some good things, isn't it? It is also supposed to be the 4 Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, but this gets really interesting, my darlings. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This fellow up here also has a sword that cuts both ways, double-edged sword. It's an air element, but he can decide to move the wheel down or to move it up. This fellow here is supposed to be a collector of souls. Now, with that being said, there are some other very interesting things about this card what I think fits in. You see, pardon me, you see this card spells out the Torah. Torah, first 5 books of the Bible, written by Moses, also called the Septuagint in the Greek language. But what are, and I'm just going to caution you, please, in the comments, because I know exactly what you're thinking, and this is the message. Those letters in between spell out the names of God and are in Hebrew. Now, all of this was in preparation. You see, it's coming this way from Erika over here. This is the bridge, protecting what it is, the narrative. I'm going to say that, protecting the narrative. Feeling like she may be on a mission. But this is going to be a very regrettable mission. There's going to be a day where this will be regrettable, regardless of money. There comes a point where you have to make a choice. I feel she's made some choices that will be regrettable. This is a card of guilt, anxiety, upset, regret, but concerned about what is lost and not what she has behind her. The 2 cups, does that represent her 2 children? I don't know. In my opinion, this is giving us a lot of symbolization, symbols, okay, if you will. The 3 cups here that are broken and cannot be repaired. And once again, we have water flowing through. So there's a lot of emotion through this. And it shows that perhaps she's been looking in a wrong direction. Even though she feels like she has, and I'm going to tell you there's more than one person, but there's a main one, communication-wise. This is a card of consistency. Now, while it is pentacles, it's not pentagrams, so we're not going to get upset. But pentacles are money, it's earth element, and it's grounding. And her job, coming from this end, is to feel that it is her destiny. Even though she's going to be making some wrong decisions, we're going to see it first. I think we already have, before she realizes it. And her job is just to remain consistent. Do what they say. The Hermit card, all about pulling within to a certain degree. It's also a sign of Virgo. You see this, and it's come up before, but for those of you who are now just tuning in, this little star in a lantern, it's the 6-pointed star of Solomon. This is a card of wisdom and understanding. And here you see the reason that he's looking downward in this direction, he's got his lantern up to show him the way, is because he's standing on top of the mountain. He's at the top of the pinnacle. Now he's ready, feels that he needs to navigate his way onward. Does she feel like she's at the top of her game? I don't know. But this tells me, and some people interpret this differently, and it's okay, because we each have our own style. But this normally is this sometimes frustration, not being able to follow through. But I don't read it that way. I never have. If you go back to my readings, you'll know that. This is the 8 of Cups. There's one missing. This cloak is red. It is all about power, compassion, passion, love, even control. This 8 of Cups with the one missing tells me that you can work at something night and day and look at the water. But if you can't make it work out, what do? You don't get frustrated. You decide you could do only as much as you can do, and then you move on. So is this an indication where Erika feels like she's done all she can do and she's moving on? That is a card that just wanted to pop out. Let's wrap the energy a little bit. That card felt, I'm going to turn it over for you. It doesn't matter, but I like to read it like this. I don't read reverse in the Cartomancy. This is a card of future legal woes, of a loss and an ending that is going to be extremely hard to bounce back from. And you know what? It is equal to the Death card and the Tarot, because after all, the Tarot did come from the playing card deck. Let's put that back in there. I think that came out for a reason, to show us what is she facing. Where's this going? This is all about manipulating the truth, my friends. This person is this person. What we have here is the need for change for Erika. She needed change. She wanted change. What was the motivating factor? Well, there's a lump sum of money. Follow the money. And I think if you heard some things today, you will also see that there are possibility of cash payments being made to other people that, I don't know, in my thought process, could they be? Do they even know who they're coming from? Supposedly, allegedly. And that's what this is. It's entertainment purposes only, right? It just keeps us entertained. This lump sum of money, now this is a timing card. It's all about the home, and it's all about autumn, fall. We know it as the fall. But it's all about contentment. But moving this card from this card, it means she's needed some change within her home, change within what she does. She needs to be on top. And the money came at the right place at the right time. And with this 3 of clubs would be let me say this, it would be a hand-in-hand agreement of stability, working together, progression with someone else here behind her. This is a card of lifelong security. Her feeling as though whatever she did to work her way through here, I don't want to really say manipulate, but whatever she did, this is going to be intense, my darlings, because the more we get into this, the more intense it's going to be. There are some general concerns, and I want to know what those general concerns are. Let me see what this, oh yeah, definitely. The interference of a third party, the interference of someone finding out, the interference of someone stepping in and perhaps sort of kind of blowing the whistle maybe. Let's ask, what is the concern of Erika now? What is her concern? What is going on? What do we see? I'm going to say it's not only worries about money, it's general worries. There's been too much. Let me see. This all started in the summer. Definitely a few months ago. And we have a 9 here. This is a summer, so obviously it is September. But this is all about money, wages, salary, being put and appointed. Oh my goodness. Okay. So she has been appointed to Turning Point. Appointed. Now we know that But that's going to turn into a situation that's going to be very regrettable once the honeymoon phase is over and business has to get done. Give us more on that. Give us more on that, please. Because this younger person is not Charlie, but this younger person is somebody that is very smart, intellectual. And I want to say, could he be in the legal profession? Could he be a lawyer? Maybe a past judge? That card is all about promotion. Okay, so that's where we're headed. It's all about promotion, business expansion, and they had to break her from the normal routine of being the wife into being, forgive me, I'm just going to say it, the CEO. I don't know what her particular credentialed title is, but let's just call it as it is. But I'm also going to say, I want to build on this a minute, so stay with me, my darlings. There's another, oh, there's more people. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I say that, and that is correct. That's the yes card, the dream fulfilled and the wish come true. But in this time, you see the heart is right side up. So there's the emotional game part of this is over. The emotional games were on and before September 10th. It's the yes card. In fact, I'm going to tell you, with this 8 of Cups, the 9 of Cups is what you move into, because in the tarot, the 9 of Cups is the same as the 9 of Hearts. So we can say this. She's moved on to where she thinks she wants to be. But let me tell you about this card. And then it's getting a little long, and we'll pull out another card, and then I have to say goodbye to you. But stay tuned for part 2, because we're getting into the goodies. The 4 of Clubs is a card of which, I don't know, I'm going to say centuries ago, when this started out as a game, tarot and cartomancy playing started out as game, and then I don't know how it moved into divination, but it did. But this card, as you see, you're looking down on it as well. It is considered to mimic a 4-poster bed, a canopy bed, like they had back in the day. The bottom line is, this card indicates, and I believe it full force 2,000%, that when you pull this card into these cards of, do I want to say it's a negative reading? No. But I want to say that it is a forefront reading. It is putting it on the line. This is a card that says, you should have a lack of trust for this person. You'd better know that if you get involved, you're going to be swindled, and that person in return can and will be swindled. But the main, I'm careful now, the main definition of this card is, when you pull up the 4-poster bed, it means you're getting in bed with the devil. Wow. Just wow. Let me get doing something you're not supposed to do. Making compromises, things you can't turn away from. Do I believe you can sell your soul to the devil? I'm going to be quite frank with you and say you can feel that way. And believe me, the devil loves to make you feel that way. All souls belong to God. All right, so here we are. Whether they're good or bad, there's a place for those people in the end. All right, so let's go. That actually is Charlie. And look, there's a letter. One more card. On the bottom of this deck is an eye. Keep an eye out. Be a watchman. Keep an eye out for things. It means very suspicious. Isn't this amazing? The letter indicates, and this is a sign of Charlie. He is a Libra. October the 14th. Letter. It's several letters. There was one from a particular country and leader, and then there's another one that was an internal memo about figuring out where the money was going shortly before that fateful day. This heart, definitely Charlie had his heart into this. I don't think any one person was more dedicated to a movement. Whether you believe it or not, he did not deserve this, and he was so dedicated. And I believe his heart was very saddened with what he knew was going on. This is a card of a house. I'm going to, I'm going to predict this. I believe that they're going to marry off Erika Kirk. And it will be sooner than what people feel that she should be getting remarried. And we are going to be told in the Christian community that we all need to be happy for her, because this is something that not only she and her children want, and Charlie would want that, and oh boy, can you hear it now? This is a card of suspicion wrapped around her house, and look at the broken mirror. And you know what this means? Being around the cards that have a negative, well, this is negative, it's a death, loss, endings. Being around a card that has, this is not a very positive reading, because we're laying it on the table, so to speak, and it's not good. But this can mean years of ill luck, but a broken, something broken. But you know what else means? It means the death of someone that's close to you. That's it for today, my darlings. We've gone on too long. Apologies for that. I will be reading more into this. We'll do a part 2 and beyond. Thank you so much. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, a big heart to you, a thumbs up, subscribe for more. There's more coming. Be a watchman. Watch what she does. Watch the steps that she takes. Be blessed. I will be live Thursday night at 7 p.m. for a series for Halloween. Help, I'm Haunted. And again, Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we will see you again very, very soon. Thanks a lot, my darlings, for watching. You be well, okay? Take care. Rest in peace, Charlie. Bye for now.